think I am actually live. So I think we're live. We're live right now.
Oh
my
gosh.
We are doing it live.
We're doing it
I feel
live.
like a celebrity.
Thank you so much for joining me, Emily and Guido, on today's quarantine check-in on the Museum of You YouTube channel. Do you want to introduce yourselves? If people haven't already watched your video where you talk about your lovely apartment and your lovely love for each other and your bathroom habits. Do you want to introduce who you are?
Yeah, I'm Emily. I am currently an unemployed person, obviously. Yeah, I was, before the whole coronavirus pandemic, I was an art handler, which I loved, but sadly, no more. So now I'm a full-time artist. I'm like selling my work. I do illustrations and paintings, and I'm selling those, like making my website and stuff. And that's kind of how I'm spending most of my days at the moment, as well as playing copious amounts of Animal Crossing, obviously. But yeah, that's me.
And my name's Guido. I work for Prospect Park. I'm a grant writer. I would say I'm a part-time grant writer and full-time villager in Animal Crossing is my current distribution. Working from home. Yeah.
Cool. I love it. For everyone who doesn't know, Emily did all of the art on the Museum of You channel. So everything that you see from the logo to the banner to on regular episodes, the animation, that's all Emily. So if you like that, get more work done at emilytat.com when it's live.
I'll do that very soon.
Awesome. Lindsay says hi in the chat. If you have any questions in the chat,
Lindsay,
have any questions for Emily and Guido, throw them in the chat. I just want to start off with, I guess, like, so y'all have been staying pretty much inside your apartment, up to, 23 hours a day. So I'm wondering if you made kind of any adjustments to your apartment to like make it like more livable, or like, how has it actually been in this space?
Well, the first thing, once everything started to pop off, we kind of like turned one corner of our apartment into like, because I knew that I'd be working remotely through this to be, as long as our organization stayed afloat. So I got a desk and like kind of turned my laptop into a more like home office-y setup with like a mouse and like a keyboard and stuff. Have we changed our apartment in any other ways?
I don't know. We keep it really clean. I mean, that was like, we were kind of doing that before, but now we sort of make a special effort to, I don't know. I feel like we're really good at like, because we're sort of in the space all the time. We sort of have been making a big effort to like make it nice for each other and like. Yeah.
I guess we're also making it messier though, because we're here and like we're cleaning it a lot.
Yeah, I guess.
I think the levels of cleanliness are the same as before, except we have to clean a lot more because
true. You
we
just have to
live
do
our
it
whole
more,
life
don't
in
you? Yeah, because you're around. But yeah, I don't know. We haven't really changed it as such, but like I guess like sometimes temporarily, like the other day, like Guido was having a bit of a bad day. Obviously, like this is such a emotional situation, and so I like I like turned the living room into a fort and like hung these like blankets from the ceiling and had all these like nice cushions and all these candles out. And we watched Toy Story, and I made what do you call it, banana splits, and it was really cute. So like stuff like that, like
yeah, that sort of like gets to like the interesting, like I think we are trying to transform or like delineate our space more so it feels like there's a bit more variety in our day. Like if everything just happens in the same location all the time, I think time gets really like goopy and like, things lose meaning. So like in the morning, if we were able to work out, which has happened maybe twice, I think, in 2 months, we'll like move the coffee table and like put on, like we're using a lot of music and light to transform the space. Oh, actually, we've been to a few Zoom dance parties. And so prior to this, we used to really love hosting parties in our apartment. And we have like a disco ball and like some like LED lights, and We have like a lot of like funny costumey stuff, so like cowboy hats and stuff.
Neons.
A lot of neons. Yeah, we have a lot of here. Actually, should we turn that one on?
I don't think I'll be able to see it honestly, but
That's right there. You'll be able to see
Turn it on. Turn it on.
Give the people what they want.
Everyone is demanding it.
But it's kind of broken. See, it's like,
Yeah, it's like half on. It's so sad. I know. Sometimes it comes back to life. But yeah, so we use light a lot to make our space feel different. We went to this drag show, like went to a drag show that House of Yes was doing, like this live stream. And rather than just like watch it on our phones or something, we plugged in our computer to our TV and we had all the disco balls on and we got like dressed up as if we were going to the place. So I guess we are kind of changing our space a bit.
Yeah, that's true. Like, making an effort to kind of still feel like there's a semblance of normality by like going to things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even with this thing, like, put a bit of makeup on, put my earrings on, so it feels like more of a thing rather than just like always being in my comfies, which I love, but
yeah, I'm still in my comfies.
No, I don't. It's my favorite type of clothing, honestly, but it's kind of nice to feel.
One way that our space is transformed for the worse is 2 weeks or 1 week, I think, even before the whole pandemic popped off. Our horrible building managers, Akelius, they are a Swedish multinational company. Look them up. Never live in one of their buildings. Anyway, they put up scaffolding outside of our living room window.
Oh my God!
And then like that black mesh netting, and then they just couldn't do any construction work. So that's just been up.
So we've been shrouded in darkness, basically.
Yeah, that's what we're doing in the bedroom because we have a lot of good natural light in here. But in the living room, it's like this morning when I woke up, I have to turn like lights on and stuff. And
yeah, that's really that was a bummer. That was unfortunate timing.
Yeah, I was doing this thing for a while earlier on in this, and I think it was a bit unhinged, where I was taking a chef's knife.
Don't tell people that.
Telling people I was taking a chef's knife
Jesus.
and a Swiffer handle, and I was duct taping them together, and I made like a makeshift pike. And I'd be like really mad, and I'd just like open the window, and I'd start like slashing the netting. So it was these like big like slashes because I thought that would help let light in a little bit. Completely negligible.
No, it looks so much worse. It looks like kind of like on a pirate ship when they have all the netting and it's kind of torn to look like creepy and whatever. It looks like that.
It looks like the Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
And like straight up, he just came up to me in the morning like butt naked, just like, hey, I've got a really good idea. I'm brandishing this fucking Swiffer with a knife on the end of it. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like,
I'd say I'm handling
take
this
a minute.
well.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's an emotional situation, so all sorts of things happening.
That is definitely the best like weird quarantine story that I've heard so far.
We've got tons. We
good.
keep sitting here together. Come on.
Do we have tons? I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like we're pretty weird. Like we do a lot of weird things.
We're like weird, yeah. We do a lot of dancing, but like not good dancing. That makes sound really stupid. We're like a quirky couple.
Yeah, we're quirky. Here's a good question related to that, because about 6 minutes ago you mentioned going to a digital drag show, and Lindsay in the chat would like to know who your favorite queens on Drag Race are.
Crystal. Oh, the current season? I'm not watching the current season.
Oh, you're missing out. Current season's really good.
Shit, we should get on that. But from Drag Race UK,
Crystal,
and then like the ones who I definitely continue to follow. Like I definitely love Blue Hydrangea a lot more after following her on social media, just because she's so wholesome and her looks are just incredible. And I think her looks translate really well to that medium because they're like so bright and like.
Well, they're just so like she's got the whole like kawaii Japanesey what they're called Harajuku girl thing going on. I think that really works with drag.
Yeah, she's very colorful.
How
do we watch the season though? Do we just go on the web and just like find it illegally?
Yeah, I've been torrenting it. Lindsay also has a good Tumblr that you can get them from.
Oh,
Check
Lindsay,
with
text
Lindsay
that to us.
Oh
in the
yeah,
chat.
let me check.
Don't put it in the
um,
chat, but text it to us.
Yeah.
We don't want to take his name.
Lindsay, if you could text that. Um, Two other questions, both from Chloe, both great questions. Have you learned anything new about each other since being in quarantine? And then also, have you been cooking anything new? You both love to cook, so how's that been going?
What have we learned about each other?
Learned something new about each other. I don't know. I don't feel like I've learned anything like new per se. I mean, I feel like we know each other pretty well by this point.
Hopefully.
We took up a
Yeah.
foot care routine together, which is nice.
A what?
Foot care.
I mean, I showed you that
You show me how.
Get rid of calluses on your feet. Yeah.
I got foot files. It's cool. That's new. It's a new thing.
That's not really learning something about each other though. That's
I
like
think-
I just showed you like that you can take
Yeah,
care
that's
of
true.
yourself
I
a
guess
little
that's true.
more.
I just didn't know. I just didn't know what a foot file was. Whatever. But cooking wise, we've been cooking loads.
Yeah, the question about cooking is
That's like all I do. I feel like for it like most people in this situation go one of two ways. Either they get completely burnt out on cooking. They're like, fuck this, I'm gonna order in or get frozen food and just like eat to live, which is a completely valid response. Or they do what I'm doing and they're like, this is my escapism right now. This in Animal Crossing is like, I'm just going to go into the kitchen and just like spend an hour and a half and just like cook the shit out of something, because honestly, what else am I going to do? I think that for Emily and I, we both see food as like our last remaining indulgence, because we can't like go out to bars, we can't like go out to clubs, we can't go dancing. So when we go to the grocery store, we're just like, whatever the fuck we want. Like we used to just be like, I don't know, can we afford this? Like, let's be like smart about grocery shopping. Now it's just like, we're fucking depressed and like we just like this is the nice thing. Like, let's make sure this is good.
Dropping that shit on groceries.
Yeah, not that there's a lot of shit to be dropped, but like
dropping that
spending
that unemployment benefit shit.
Spending 1.3 times what we normally spend on groceries.
I mean, but you literally what are we spending money on?
The fuck else are you gonna spend money on?
There is nothing to spend money on apart from groceries. So you may as well like fucking
go nuts.
Live it up.
So I think like the actual specific things that I made that are new since quarantine. I made it was like a linguine alla limone pasta with like really like diagonally cut asparagus that were like super long.
Oh, nice.
That
was good.
So
I made this like brothy chickpea farfalle kind of like soup, which was really nice. In the fridge right now, I've seasoned a bunch of chicken breasts and drumsticks, and I'm gonna try my hand at buttermilk fried chicken for the first time.
Oh, damn. Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna fill up our Dutch oven with oil and give it a whirl. We don't have a food thermometer, so we keep the lid handy in case we need to put it in any fires.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Our friend from North Carolina said that her mom said that the way that you're supposed to tell is not with a fancy thermometer. You just throw a bit of flour in the oil, and if it bubbles, you can use it, which I don't know.
I've heard that too.
Okay, cool.
That sounds like good advice.
Yeah. Here's my question that I've been asking everyone, and hasn't really been a good question, but I keep asking it. Is there any like object that you have in your apartment that is kind of bringing you comfort? You know, one of the things with like Museum of You is all about. Oh, perfect. Oh, you have a good answer. I won't even explain.
Oh my god, no! It's kind of like disturbing how much this object.
Should I go get it?
Yeah,
sure. I assume we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, of course we are. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, it'll be great if he brings back the wrong thing.
I know.
I bring back like our strap on. I'm like, is it
like,
this?
I was just about to say like a huge dildo. I'm like used that in a long time. No.
Anal beads.
So this is our object of comfort. Oh my god. Okay, so this is it's like 100% like nice ass wool blanket. And before, obviously,
it's from Ireland.
It's from Ireland. My brother gave it to us as a gift for Christmas. And before I was like, oh yeah, I love this blanket. It's super nice, whatever.
You didn't like it at first. When you got the blanket, you were like, oh, great.
I didn't like that's That's different.
Oh.
But I've lost my train of thought now.
Really?
Anyway, but since being quarantined, we've both just become so attached to this blanket to the point where we've named it.
It's Wooly.
We call it Wooly, and we love Wooly
hang out with
so
Wooly.
much. We feel like
Us
there's
three on
three
the
of
couch.
us in the apartment, and I think it's definitely a sign of mental illness. But you know what? That's okay.
It's all right. We love our wool
I
blanket.
mean, this is a difficult time,
we
you
love
know?
Wooly.
I love
Yeah, we
it.
love Wooly.
And
So
it's
that's
been
our
imbued
object.
with a greater sense of significance and presence since Rona kicked off, because now it takes up space as a person in our apartment.
Because we don't have any animals. So,
Yeah, or outdoor space or anything.
yeah, we don't really have, yeah.
We don't have anything.
So it's a real like clutch for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That's the first time I've asked that question and someone didn't have to really struggle to think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Actually, because I don't usually get like that. Like, I've never had, I don't remember like having that as a kid. You know, like a lot of kids have like security blankets or like
I had one.
or teddy bears or something. I don't remember having anything like that I was really attached to, but
I
I'm
had this-
31 and it's happened now.
That just reminded me, when I was a kid, I had this quilt, this like big blue quilt that I think my great grandma. What do you say? Sew? Do you sew a quilt because it's like patches?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess she sewed it.
You quilt a quilt. I think quilting is a
she
verb.
quilted it. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, she quilted it. And it was this like, and my great grandmother was actually still alive, and so it wasn't like it'd been passed down. Like it had no like heirloom significance. It was just like this ratty quilt. But I fucking loved it so much. And I used to like take it around to like different sleepovers I would go to when I was younger. And
Really?
yeah, but it was ridiculous because I was like,
make fun of you.
oh, for sure, yeah, I got made fun of loads. I got a lot of shit for that quilt. But I'd be like carrying it around, but it was fucking huge. It was like a king size quilt. And I was like a kid, like a little kid. So I'd like have my arms full of this quilt. I'd like walk over to my neighbor's house and like plop it down in his bedroom and just sleep there.
That's cute.
And one time I peed my pants in the quilt. I had to carry the pee quilt home.
Jesus.
Right into my gym shorts.
Aw,
Uh,
I was 14. No, I was 17. I was probably, I don't know, how old are you when you pee your pants? I was old. Like I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I peed my pants. Like I knew that it was bad. I was
You can
like,
pee your pants at any age, really. There's
well, that's what I was
no.
about to say. Like, peed my pants last week. What's wrong with that?
you peed your pants last week?
No, but I have peed myself as an adult. In fact,
I think you peed yourself.
there was a recent
A recent
uh,
accident.
incident.
When
Trying
did
to
you pee
remember.
yourself?
Oh, it was the other day. I had a really hot bath.
Oh
And
yeah.
just like it was so weird. It just happened.
Just like pee into the
I
bath.
got into the bath and it was an almost immediate reaction. And I was
That
quite
just
taken
means you're
aback.
old now.
That's what I mean. I was kind of like, it was the first time it happened to me. I got into the bath and I just started pissing. And I was like, what is this just what happens when you
You're just old.
get
You
to a
just, like,
certain age?
piss.
I mean,
Old
Christ.
people are always pissing. They're just like a fucking
Yeah, but
piss
hang on a
factory.
minute. Let's not get ahead of that. I mean, I'm 31. I'm not.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it was during
That's
quarantine.
and it was during quarantine, so it might be the emotional stress as well as the hot bath water.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I mean, I have to say, I'm doing a lot better now than I was at the start of this whole thing.
Oh, you guys froze. Oh my god.
No,
We had a whole
Oh, there you
debacle
go.
too with the unemployment.
well, yeah, because I lost my job and I because of my like immigration status here, I couldn't get unemployment benefits for a while. It took like 6 weeks to come through. So yeah, like at first it was all a bit. Now I'm in a much better like feeling a lot more positive, you know. And
Yeah.
also I'm just kind of used to it. It just feels kind of normal now, doesn't it?
Which is the scary part, but also it's good. I think it's helped even out some of the emotional ups and downs.
Definitely.
One last question from Lindsay in the chat. Have you watched any good movies lately?
Oh yeah, watching a lot of movies.
We watched Sonic the Hedgehog. I torrented that.
That's not one of the good ones.
I think it's good.
What about that one with what's his name? Robert Pattinson.
Oh, watch Good Time.
That was
I love
gnarly,
that
wasn't
movie.
it?
It's gnarly. I loved it though.
Oh, last night I watched Seven. I've never seen that before, and that was really good.
I watched Spirited Away for the first time. Never saw that. That was really good.
Yeah, we have a Miyazaki film club that we do every week with a couple of our friends.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, a bunch of us, myself included. I guess Emily's really the only one who's seen a lot of his movies.
I used to be really obsessed with his movies when I was younger, so I know a lot of the catalog.
What else did you watch?
I
watched National Treasure too.
Oh,
that's weird. I also watched National Treasure in quarantine. That's
weird.
Gross.
I'd never seen it before. I thought it was pretty good.
Fucking hate that movie.
It's not good.
Dumb, but yeah, it's not like fucking a good movie, but it's
but it went on for so long.
It was so super long.
Yeah. The thing that shocked me, because I'd never seen it before, the thing that shocked me about that movie is that they actually steal the Declaration of Independence within the first 30 minutes. And I was like, oh, I thought that was the movie. I thought that was it.
Like the third act, but no, it was like an establishing part of the entire plot. I liked when they went to Philly though. That was cool.
Yeah, you love Philly.
I love Philly.
Well, Emily and Guido, thank you so much for being on Museum of You quarantine check-in. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you getting dolled up and getting your microphone out to match my energy.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised how short this was. Is that it? Is that all you want?
We've been going for 22 minutes, my friends.
Oh wow.
Guido's enjoying the limelight.
I thought this was gonna be like a long format, like 3-parter.
we can get you back on.
No one gives a fuck.
We can get you back on just to talk about all the places you pissed as a kid.
The places you'll piss.
Probably a long episode.
Be a really long episode. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm gonna end the stream on
Bye,
YouTube.
Internet.
Bye.
Bye.